The Journey of Holiness. In the beginning, God created a soul, pure and untainted. This soul was destined to be born into the world as Billy, a human full of potential and light. The heavens rejoiced at his arrival, but in the shadows lurked Lucifer, the fallen angel, who envied the special place God had given humanity. Billy's life began like any other. As a child, he marveled at the beauty of creation, the laughter of his family, the warmth of the sun, and the joy of simple things. But as he grew, so did the world around him. It was filled with wonders and distractions, many of which concealed unseen traps. As a teenager, Billy was introduced to the allure of drinking and partying. "One drink won't hurt," his friends would say, and he believed them. He enjoyed the freedom that came with each sip, the laughter that flowed as the music played. But with each indulgence, the shadows deepened. "We're only young once," they would chant, leading him deeper into a life of excess. Billy loved the thrill of parties, the wild nights that blurred into mornings, but he never questioned the consequences. He chased pleasure, unaware that each choice was a thread binding him tighter to the very traps Lucifer had laid out. The things he loved, like smoking and wild celebrations, began to eclipse his true purpose. Years passed, and Billy felt invincible. He thought of himself as a good person, someone who only sought enjoyment. But in the corners of his heart, a void grew, one he could not fill. As he stood in the midst of his chaos, he remained oblivious to the darkness creeping in. One fateful night, after a particularly reckless party, Billy felt an unfamiliar pain in his chest. Suddenly, his world darkened, and he collapsed. When he opened his eyes again, he was no longer in the vibrant life he knew. Billy found himself standing before a blinding light, unable to see its source. The voice that resonated from it was gentle yet commanding. "Billy, your journey has brought you here. Now, you must understand the weight of your choices." Before him, a tapestry of his life unraveled, showing moments of joy intertwined with decisions that led him astray. He saw himself drinking, smoking, and chasing fleeting pleasures. Each image struck him like a dagger as the truth unfolded. The life he thought was filled with fun had been a deception, a series of traps set by Lucifer to draw him away from holiness. "But I didn't know," Billy cried, his voice filled with despair. "How could I have known they were traps?" As his words hung in the air, a dark figure emerged from the shadows, Lucifer, twisted and malevolent. He held a massive book, its cover charred and ominous, the Book of Condemnations. The moment Billy saw it, his heart sank. "Ah, Billy," Lucifer hissed, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "You may not have known, but you chose every path. Your decisions, no matter how small, led you to this moment." Lucifer began to read from the book, his voice booming with delight. "You drank to excess, you partied recklessly, and you ignored the whispers of truth. You sought pleasure without regard for your soul. Here are your deeds, each one a chain binding you to me." Billy's spirit trembled as the weight of his life choices bore down on him. He turned desperately to the angel of the Lord, who stood with the book of life. The angel searched the pages, but as he looked, his expression grew heavy with sorrow. "There is nothing here to defend you, Billy," the angel spoke softly. "You chose to indulge in the very things that pulled you from your true purpose. You turned away from the light." With a triumphant laugh, Lucifer slammed the Book of Condemnations shut. "Now, you belong to me," he declared, his voice dripping with malice. The ground beneath Billy cracked open, revealing an abyss of fire and shadows. The heat surged up, scorching him as he felt himself being drawn closer to the edge. "No, please. I didn't know," Billy cried out, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. Lucifer only laughed, reveling in his triumph. The dark figure towered over him, mocking his desperation. With the Book of Condemnations held high, Lucifer's voice rang out. "Let this be a warning. Your choices matter. Life is filled with traps, and you walked right into them." As the flames licked at Billy's feet, the angel of the Lord turned away, his wings drooping in sadness. "Billy, holiness is not merely a list of rules," he said, his voice trembling. "It is the way to remain close to God. Holiness means separating yourself from the things of the world that lead you astray. Your body is the temple of the Lord, meant to honor Him, not to be filled with the things that corrupt. As Billy was pulled into the flames, the angel continued, his words echoing through the void. Choose purity over indulgence, righteousness over sin. Remember, your body is not yours alone, it belongs to the Lord. Treat it with reverence and honor. With one final glance at Billy, who was now engulfed in the fiery abyss, the angel of the Lord spoke softly but firmly. Hold on to holiness, for it is what will keep you in the presence of God. Make choices that reflect His light, and let your life be a testament to His glory. As Lucifer's laughter filled the air, the flames consumed Billy's soul, leaving behind a chilling reminder of the consequences of choices made in the dark.